I am here with Rocio Arojave. She is the coolest person, and she's going to teach us all how to make money online with challenges. So Rocio, welcome, and it's so excited to have you here. I know you are going to be telling us all about challenges. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how did you get into this? Like, why selling online?
Let me then give you the rundown. So hi, everybody. I'm Rocio. I'm originally from Puerto Rico and currently living in Atlanta, Georgia. So my journey actually started, I came from corporate America, and then I started actually in network marketing. And then I started finding this world about funnels and then online courses and digital products that you can create, right? But I didn't know exactly how to pull it off by myself. And then I started launching my own courses, helping network marketers. But then, so I sold those courses. Then I started noticing, wait a minute, people don't know how to get leads. So I started teaching a little bit about organic traffic and how to use the different platforms, right? Like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. So I did a mini course on that. I also had sales about that. And then I also created mini courses that taught people how to do lead magnets, right? So how to attract people and then how to create offers online. But there was one thing that it was very common between the three things that I sold online. And it was that every time that I sold it, it was using a 5-day challenge. So at that moment, I didn't know that I was doing a framework that was working. And I saw everybody doing challenges, and like, I'm just gonna do this. But I noticed every single dollar I have made online, it has come through a 5-day challenge. So the 5-day challenge.
So what is a 5-day challenge? Tell us, educate us.
Yes. So let me share. I'm gonna share my screen real quick because I want to kind of give you a visual, right?
Okay.
When you start in online marketing, you're going to start looking at, okay, you need to create digital products and you should sell something. Everybody knows like a free lead magnet, right? And this is what is your typically value ladder, right? A value ladder is, okay, the customer journey, right? So whenever a person knows about you for the first time, what are you gonna offer them, right? And typically people say, okay, so you need to start with a lead magnet, right? A freebie. You need a freebie so that you can get an email. And then usually you then start with a free lead magnet, right? That then goes into, usually it's like a PDF, right? So it can be like a document that they download. Free lead magnet. So a lead magnet is something that you're going to create that is going to help that person. It can be a free ebook, right? It can be a checklist. It can be any digital thing that they can download, right? In exchange for an email address. The whole purpose of that is to build a list, right? To start building the following, because as soon as they give you their email in exchange for the free PDF, right? That person is telling you, hey, I'm interested in your topic because I want that information. So right now, that's the simplest way to start filtering people and knowing which people are actually interested in what you're saying.
Lead magnet means they're interested in your topic. Doesn't mean they're interested in you or the product yet, just in that topic. So After that, we want to take them up the ladder. So what do we do next?
Right. So typically, again, I'm saying typically because I'm going to show you why I prefer challenges. But typically, in a normal world, they said, okay, maybe then after you have emails and maybe after you have free lead magnets, you can consider something about, okay, let's do a tripwire. And a tripwire is no other than a mini funnel, right? You typically use a funnel, right? A series of web pages so that you can offer something with more value, right? So this part, that's why it's called the value ladder, right? The more you increase, the more you go up, the value of the person increases, but at the same time, the value of the product increases and the actual price of the product increases, right? So that's why it's called the value ladder. So the next step is the tripwire. Typically, you see like books, right? Books online, like, hey, here's a free book, just pay for for the shipping, right? So it's like free book plus shipping. Usually the shipping is like $7 or $10 or $20, right? it can be something a little bit more advanced, like a mini course, right? But typically the prices are ranging between $7 to $97 on a tripwire. And I give you a couple of examples, right? Both template videos.
Okay, just for our beginners, the reason Rocio is using funnels is because a funnel is basically a web page where there's only one path. So you can't go and look at more information or find out more about the speaker. We're taking them on a very specific path, and that's why funnels are so effective. Is the only thing is either buy or get off, and that's how we're filtering these people. They're either going to give us the email or buy the shipping for the book, or they're not going to do anything. So it's a real easy decision-making process. We don't get any people who are in the gray that are kind of sort of interested. They're either going to act on the funnel or get off the funnel. Rocio, what's next?
Okay, thank you for that. And that's the cool thing about funnels is because, like you said, it's only one direction, one path for that customer. It's not a website that has a million of options and tabs and buttons. It's just one option. Do you want this? Yes or no, right? So it's easy. It's easier for the customer, right? The less decisions that they need to make, the better, right? A typical phrase in marketing is a confused mind always says no. So you want to reduce confusion, right? So only give them the one option. Okay. So the next step on a value ladder, like I said, the more that you rise, it rises the value for the person. So the product needs to be a little bit better, right? So the next one will be, this is very typical, a core offer, right? And your core offer typically it can be a course. It can be a course with coaching, right? There's a million variations of what a core offer can be. And these are typically the prices that you will start seeing around there. And then these are typically, like I mentioned, videos, mini coaching, maybe they have a members area, right? So all of these are presented and packaged in this way. Typically you sell this with a webinar or with a series of videos, right? So they need a little bit more education whenever they're gonna buy this price range. Okay,
got it.
Questions with that one?
Okay, so just a little thing about the core offer. So I think, Rocio, you just hit a gem right there. Okay, the client needs to be educated, and they may not be speaking marketing language yet. You know, imagine if you're at a food court in a mall. If you said, who needs a funnel to help with a mini course? Okay, no one would raise their hand. But if you were at a food court at a mall and you said, who would like to make more money online, would raise their hand. So we want to switch the languaging, make money online, and this is how we make money online. And there's a little bit of an education piece. We're doing this with either a webinar or a video or the story in the funnel. So the person actually understands what they're getting, how it's going to benefit them. Because when you have a cold prospect, don't understand the value of the product, but we are just telling them what the actual product is so they can understand the value and then also make a decision on price. Yes?
Yes, exactly. Because when you're saying these price ranges, right, it's a little bit more investment for the person. So people that typically pay this is because they already trust you, right? They trust you. But if they don't know who you are because they're not in your email list, right? You're not nurturing them, or maybe you don't have a free group. Actually, people sometimes they prefer, instead of a free lead magnet as a PDF, they actually do a free Facebook group, right? That is also another version of free lead magnet. But the whole purpose is start building a relationship with these people so that they start finding more value so that they can be ready to buy a higher price course, right? Because the higher the value, right? The higher the cost, but also the higher the transformation, because you're actually making sure, right, that they can be successful with whatever they purchase from you.
Exactly. We're not asking them to get married on the first date. There's a few steps in there. So they need to get to know us, and that's what Rocio is doing. All right, what's next, Rocio?
Okay. And then typically we hear this phrase a lot of outside and then in the internet world, right? high ticket. We hear a lot about high ticket. And high ticket offers is anything above 3K. Usually when you see offers that are the core offer that is around the 3K, the next big jump might be 7,000, 10,000, right? 20,000. Those are more, but again, since it's a higher value, those are more transformational, right? And then this can be an actual coaching with maybe a more intimate group. This can be an actual event, right? This can be a year-long program, right? So something that is gonna have more of an impact in your business or in your life, right? Depending if it is business to business or business to consumer. And the reason why I explain the value ladder is because we're here to talk about challenges, right? And why I like challenges is because with one challenge, you can accomplish all, right? Sometimes we feel overwhelmed when we said, oh my gosh, so for me to be able to actually be in business online, I need to create all these 4 things. No, the answer is no, you don't have to do that. One challenge can actually help you accomplish and sell whatever you see here, right? And the challenge itself can be your free lead magnet. The challenge itself can be your tripwire, right? Because you have seen free challenges and you have seen paid challenges, right? And if you see paid challenges, the paid ticket is usually between the $7 to $100. So it can be either your free magnet, it can be your tripwire, right? And then also the challenge can help you sell your course, which is the core offer. Or the challenge can help you sell the high ticket offer, right? Like a coaching or a mastermind. So that's why one single vehicle, right? One single tool can help you accomplish all. And now you don't feel the overwhelm of, oh my God, I need to create 4 products and it's gonna be a complete, right, overwhelm that you're taking that extra weight out of and that pressure out of your shoulders. You have any questions here?
Okay, I would just add 2 things. So first of all, remember high ticket offer, we're not just trying to make money on the internet. We want to actually help people. Normally when people invest larger amounts of money, also invest larger amounts of focus and commitment, and that's what gets them the results. So it's not just the price of the offer, but we want them to come with 100% of themselves to the table so there can be transformation like Rocio is talking about. And the challenge is the umbrella to get them to get to know you and get to know what you have to offer so that they can see the benefits of what you can do for them.
Yeah, so I think that it will be fun then to go through an example of how do I design challenges. I think that that's something very helpful for everybody, because I know that the first thing that I hear from people is, okay, I would like to do a challenge, but I don't even know what to say in my challenge. So I don't even know what to say on day 1 or on day 2 or the rest of the days, right? So I kind of like, we're gonna do just an example here with one of the products from Rena. And then again, we're gonna go on a field trip on the whiteboard, the digital whiteboard, okay?
Awesome.
Okay, so we're gonna do a rundown here with Rena and kind of go through. Let's explain what you have, right? Tell me a little bit. This is exactly what I do with all of my clients. Is I let the client and the person tell me, okay, what is your business? What are you trying to sell? And then let's reverse engineer, right, what you should be teaching in your challenge. Because like Rena said at the beginning, it is a journey. You're taking a person, let's say that you're taking a person by the hand and both of you are walking a journey so that person understands, first of all, what do you offer, right? What is your expertise? They get to know exactly your teaching style. And then by the end of the challenge, they already trust you because they have spent 5 days with you, right? And then they're gonna be most likely to purchase your offer because they're already ready, right? You already nurture them. We were talking about nurturing people. You already nurture them through the 5 days. Going back then, explain me what is your offer, what are your intentions like to serve to your audience, and then from there we can start.
Rocio, I found some really cool tools online where we can write a book for someone in under 4 hours. You can get 100-page plus book written in under 4 hours on just about any subject. And I have dealt with a lot of coaches, I've dealt with a lot of small business owners. And so, like you said, the book could be a lead magnet, it could be the wire where they pay for shipping, or you could just put it on Audible or Kindle and sell it that way. So not only does the book give someone expert status, but it does it quickly. And like you, I'm an engineer. We hate writing, and so for me, my first couple of books, just the thought of writing them took me so long. So there was it took me 7 years, but it was probably 6.5 years of procrastination. And convincing myself to do the work. So I thought, wouldn't it be cool to do a challenge where I could show them exactly how they could write a book in under 4 hours. And then if they wanted to buy the course, I would do a $2,500 offer where I could just get the course from me, and I would do some live coaching for 6 weeks to make sure that they get their book out. And then the high ticket would be $7,500, and I'll do your whole book for you. I'll interview you, I'll get your words, I'll get your style, and I'll just do the whole book. And you will have your book in your subject with your expertise pretty much done. This is mostly for nonfiction books. So these are for professionals that are looking for credibility, not someone that wants to write stories about dragons and princesses. And if you're into that kind of.
Right. So, and then you say the live Q&A is a weekly for how many weeks, you say?
6 weeks.
6 weeks, okay.
Yeah. Because I want them to have their book done. So I want that a little bit of, because it's so easy. I mean, I just had, 6 people text me, well, I'm so busy. I'm like, yeah, I know. Everybody's busy.
Yeah.
So that makes them a priority if you want it done.
Yeah. And this is these are normal prices, right? That one and this one, definitely, because this one is not only a course, you're actually giving a little bit of coaching because you're going live, right?
Yeah.
Weekly, to make sure that you remove obstacles from them. So whenever you bundle course with coaching, that increases the value. So definitely the $2,500 definitely is a price that you typically see this. So, okay. So basically in the challenge, do you want to sell the course, or do you want to sell the done for you?
Mostly the course. Because I want to empower them. I want them to get this down so good that they can write 10 or 20 books. Let's just say their business takes off, and now they've got another segment to their business, and they need another book or another lead magnet, or want to do some kind of charitable work and they want to highlight that. Whatever it is, I want them to be so empowered that they're like, if I never see Rena again, I can do this blindfolded over and over again. I can help my friends. I can help my team. That would be. And I have plenty of work. So
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think that this is important, right? Because, and also for the people seeing this video, when you're designing a challenge, you need to be clear what you're going to offer, right? You should not be selling 2 things on the same challenge, right? Because too many offers in only 5 days is a lot. I mean, there's some people that can pull it off. I had actually done it with another client, but that was a very different strategy. Normally you just want the one offer selling on a challenge. So you need to know that. So then now, and it's important that she gave me the who is her dream customer. This is key because this is going to determine how you're going to write the content. What is the journey that dream customer needs to go through, so that by the end of the experience, they say, okay, yes, I need Rena in my life, right? I need Rena to help me with this. So now the other tool that I use. So when I meet with my clients, what I do is I need to understand the offer, and then I need to understand if either they have done a webinar before, right? Some people are more advanced and they already know what is that, or if they at least have thought about what are their secrets 1, 2, or 3. If you know your customers' objections, right, the pain points of this person, you're gonna be able to write a webinar script. But then also I use the webinar script to put it in the challenge. So let me explain what that is, okay? In your typically webinar script, and this is very high level, right? Very high level, you usually start with your origin story, right? Because you need to know who this person is, right? They need to know who you are. They need to connect. They need to know your journey of where you were, what transformation did you have, and how do you did it, right? Like that's kind of the journey, very high level. So this is going to be, the first one is going to be origin story. Origin story. The second one is going to be secret number 1. And then I'm going to put it like secret 1, secret 2, secret 3. The third, okay, so we have 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is after you're done all the secrets, you're gonna do your offer. This is when we offer our product or service, right? And then you need to make sure that you have some sort of testimonials or proof or credibility, right? So again, that can be accomplished with a book. That can be accomplished when you help somebody and somebody writes a review about you, right? But this is typically the elements that a webinar has, right? Very high level, there's more steps to it, but a very high level, right? You already know your story, right? Where you were before, when you were sad, right? And then you didn't know what to do. And then you had a transformation when whatever you're selling here, that transformation happened and now you're happy, right? So it's typically that. Before you were sad, you didn't know what to do. Now you're happy because you found this thing, which is whatever you're gonna sell on this thing, on the challenge or in the webinar, right?
Okay, so Rocio, let me give them an example. So basically, when I wrote my first 2 books, it was really painful because I hated writing and stressful. And then before I even like got the book organized and out of my head, they were talking about publishing, hybrid publishing, getting on radio shows, marketing, this and that. And so when you're going into something blind, having all that on your head is even more frightening. So it took me a long time to get the book out. And by the time I got the book out, the whole world had shut down. So I didn't get the benefits from it until much later. And so now with this method, I get the book out first, and then you can figure out how polished you want to make it and what direction you want to go with it. But at least you have something in your hand that you can show people and get advice about, get advice and get that expert status instead of waiting through this info process where they're just kind of scaring you with all the next steps when you don't even have the book. Okay, so that was kind of my origin story.
Definitely. And if you hear that, right, when you are telling me that story, I connect, right? I immediately connect to like, yes, I know the pain points. Yes, I know how frustrating it is, how overwhelming. There's so much information out there. I'm so confused. I feel like that. So that's the kind of feeling that people need to give on an origin story, is that connection. Like, hey, I also been through all the thoughts and all the struggles that you have been, right? That's the intention of the origin story, right? Now, since we discussed that, let me then give you here the rundown of how I would put that, right? In a challenge, right? So we have here the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. In a challenge, I will put the origin story on day number 1, because it's the first thing that they need to hear about you, right? Some people already know you because they're in your list or in your free Facebook group and they joined the thing. But if you're actually promoting it on Instagram or Facebook, or maybe even running paid ads, right, on Facebook or YouTube, those people don't know you, right? So they need to connect with you. So here is where you actually put like the base ground level. Everybody starts on the same journey. Now, secret number 1. Have you thought about your specific secret number 1?
Yeah, so one was I hated to write, so you don't have to love writing. So in order
Okay.
to get this book, like it's not going to be a ton of writing. So I have a way to get part of it. Well, I'm going into the course, but part of it is that I do a combination of internet searches, AI tools, and verbal prompts, and you can get your whole book out. Like you can get all the information there and pretty much organized and have it all done within 4 hours, and then you can figure out where you want to go from there.
So basically, yeah. So basically, don't love writing. So
Yeah,
if
don't
you
worry.
notice, right? If you notice, then sorry, don't love it, right? So don't love writing. If you notice, I typically teach the 3 secrets in a slightly different way, and you're right there in the money, right? How I teach secret number 1 is what is the vehicle objection. So there's 3 objections that a person goes through whenever they're doing a decision buy, right? A buying decision takes 3 yeses, right? It takes 3 objections that you need to tackle on a sale. And that one, the first one is, let me just put it in a different color. The first one is the vehicle objection, right? Vehicle means, do I believe that this thing, right? Her process, her method, her course, her practice, her service, right? Or if it is a physical product, do I believe that this protein shake is gonna even make me lose weight, right? Or do I believe that this course is actually gonna teach me how to do this in less than 4 hours? Or do I believe they're not questioning you, they're questioning the actual product, the vehicle, right? The vehicle of transformation. They're questioning if the actual product is gonna be able to give me the results that I want. That's the vehicle objection. So secret number 1 is all about tackling that vehicle objection. So I think that you're right in the money. Don't love writing. It's like, okay, now they're kind of having a resistance about the whole writing process, right? The method about writing. But then now in this challenge, you will come with a different approach. It's like, hey, I have a different way to do this that is easy, that is not overwhelming. And that way you help them battle and tackle that first objection. Okay? Make sense? Questions with that one?
Nope, that's good. Vehicle objection. All right, so we got that.
Yeah. Okay. Now, secret number 2. The secret number 2 is the internal objection, right?
Yeah, and that's, am I good enough? Yeah.
Am I good enough? Am
I an expert enough? Am I good enough? Do I know enough? What if people so I went through all that. What if people criticize my book? What if I get bad reviews? You know, my first book was somewhat personal, so I was also like, what will my family think? Because I was dancing. I was dancing around how much I could share. I don't know. There's a lot of dancing in that one. So, you know, and am I even an author? Like, you know, I'm an engineer and I'm a success coach, like, and I help women start businesses. Like, am I even an author? So that was my second one.
Okay, so your secret number 2 is, am I even an author?
Yeah, or am I good enough? Yeah, am I an expert? Am I an author? Like, should I even be doing this? Like, why me? Does that make sense?
Yeah. I will say, I mean, we'll need to find something a little bit, the official title of secret number 2 definitely needs to be more about you found something that it doesn't matter what level of expertise you have, you can pull this off. Okay. You see? So it's in a different way. It's a different way. It's still tackling the objections of, am I good enough? Can I do this? I don't have experience. It's right. But you're phrasing it differently. You're saying, I found this, discovered this one thing that helps any person with any kind of experience, or actually you can say any person even with 0 experience, to write a book under 4 hours. Okay. Now you're saying, basically you're removing, it's like, oh my God, now I qualify, right? They're gonna raise their hands like, oh, I qualify, because then I don't need to have the experience. I don't need to know it all. to also have the transformation. And that's why you're looking on secret 2. So on a challenge, I will do secret number 2 on day 2.
Okay.
Right? So that will be the internal objection.
Okay.
Now let's go to any questions with the second one before we move to the next one.
No.
Okay. So now let's go to secret number 3. Secret number 3 is all about external objections. And the external objections, right, is, do I have the resources do I have help to do this? Do I have is my spouse going to support me? Do I have the money? Do I have the time? Is this going to be very time consuming? All of this, all the questions that the person has in their mind, if they have an external objection. And the external objections is everything outside of them. Time, money, help, community, support, right? All resources, templates, right? That's why you see these offers that have templates, that have a community, that have the coaching calls, because they are all tackling that external objection. So let's go then to your specific example. What are you thinking for secret 3?
Writing a book is really hard and it takes too long, because there's like so much research and work involved that it's going to take too long. And the way I would overcome it is that my training, I'm going to teach you how to do all the tools and all the hacks that I learned, do it quickly, so that you can have something right there easily and quickly. Then you can polish it. If you want to spend years and years like polishing it, that's fine, but you will have a product in 4 hours that you can actually use. And then you can make, a better version, or edition 2 or 3rd edition, whatever. I have all the tools. I have all the hacks. If you have a computer and the internet and hopefully a decent internet connection, then you're good to go.
Exactly. And that's perfect. Secret 3 is perfect because you're telling them exactly, like, you don't need to have a month. You don't need to take a month or 2 months or 6 months out of your life to do this. I'm going to teach you how to do it in 4 hours. I'm going to give you all of the resources that you need to do this, so you don't have to find that on your own, right? I already did the heavy lifting for you. That's kind of the message.
Figured out which ones don't work.
Exactly. And you can say, that's exactly good. That's really good. You can say, I know what doesn't work and I know what it works. So let me just cut you all this time that I wasted. Let me just give you what works, and that's it. You can focus and get a result quickly. That's perfect. So secret number 3 definitely will go here on day 3 of the challenge. External. And then on day 4, what I'd like to do is the offer, right? So in the offer, I have those elements. So if I talked about I don't love writing, I'm not good enough, so I have some internal beliefs that maybe I'm not gonna be able to do this, and I'm telling you that I have tools and hacks and everything to do it in less time. All of these 3 things, all of these 3 elements need to be in the offer. Okay, so you're writing the money here because you're already offering a live Q&A a week. So you're gonna be with them for 6 weeks, so they feel supported, right? You're already tackling secret 3 there. You're already tackling also the internal belief, because you're gonna have the live Q&As. They come with questions, and you have the tools and everything. So all of those elements are already in that offer, right? So what I do on a challenge is on day 4, I teach another lesson. I teach another lesson that is related to the journey and to the topic, right? And then at the end, I make my offer, right? I pitch my offer on day 4, and then on day 5, I do a mini lesson, and I call it like a mini lesson, or a more light version of a lesson. And the reason is because they have consumed so much material by now that I want to keep it light on the last day. But then also it's an opportunity for you to repitch, right? Repitch the offer. And this is how I design challenges. Again, it's taking the same journey that you will use, right? It's the same journey that you will use on a webinar. It's the same journey that you will use for the 5-day challenge, right? fun across the 5 days. Let me then now tackle one objection that a lot of people have is, do I need to be live for 2 hours every day, right? That's typically something that I hear, and the answer is no. Actually, I recommend the total opposite. I recommend no more than an hour, preferably between 30 to 40 minutes each day, because you're actually gonna have 5 days with them, right? So they're gonna be nurtured by day 4. They're gonna be ready to hear the offer, but you don't want to overwhelm them that then they feel, oh my God, by day 3, they're gonna feel exhausted, and maybe they're not gonna even show up for day 4 and 5 because they get tired. People get mentally tired after a long day of work and then coming to a teaching of 2 hours, right? So you don't want to do that. So that's my recommendation, to keep it light, keep it fun, give them homeworks to keep the engagement, the energy. If you want to do prizes, people do prizes to also keep it more like a friendly competition when people are doing homeworks. But that's something that I really like to do, doing homeworks. First, it helps them have mini transformations every day, but at the same time, it keeps the energy of the event, because you're basically throwing like a virtual party for 5 days, right? So you want to keep the energy high and engaging, and that all happens in the group, in the Facebook group, right? That should be private because people are either paying or it's free, but it's like a private event, and you want to keep the energy high. Okay.
And the other thing I wanted to just put in a plug for the way Rocio is doing this. When you're done with the challenge, you can record it, then you pretty much have your webinar done, right? And so what I like about this system is that the first time you do it, but the second time it's automated. And you have the 5 mini videos, but then you can also into one big video where you have your 45-minute webinar basically done with the offer. So the next time you offer the course, you don't have to do as much, and then you can use Facebook ads or your general traffic or your email list just to drive traffic to your webinar, right, Rocio? So you pretty much done the webinar in
And the good thing, so remember when we saw the 4 layers, the value ladder and the 4 steps, is exactly what you're saying. A webinar help you launch, the challenge help you launch the first event. All of those recordings, you can repurpose them to do a mini course that is already pre-recorded. It's already pre-recorded. You can just edit maybe the Q&A section, you can just edit it out. But the bulk of the teaching, it is a course that you can say, hey, join my 5-day challenge, but it's already, you can say like, hey, have immediate access, instant access to the 5-day challenge, because it's already pre-recorded, right? So you can sell it as a course. You can actually redo a second challenge, right? That is evergreen. There's so many things that you can take from this. It can be a lead magnet. It can become, that can be your core offer as well. From that, you can also say, hey, I have this course, and if you add coaching, depending on what kind of coaching, that can also be a higher ticket offer, right? So remember, we talk about anything 3K plus, right? If you have assets and then you bundle like coaching, you bundle maybe a personal one-on-one strategy call, or you bundle other things that are higher value, then you can go to those upper numbers. So that's why I like challenges, because one single vehicle can help you basically tackle the entire value ladder in just one shot, right? All of the assets, there's many
and
things.
The webinar, yeah.
Repurpose, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to share screen, and I'm just going to show you all a little bit about what Rocio is talking about. So anyways, all right, so this is my funnel that I created for this challenge, and there is a video there. Let me actually show you the preview. I did do a little 1-minute kind of introduction video into the challenge. It's going to print right here. Then you can see you have the story of origin about not lighting the right, frustration, and then some of the other objections, then the introduction into the challenge. Just to let you know, when you're first doing this, it seems like a lot of work, and that's why you want to have a little bit of help get it done. And whether you're using someone like Rocio to get all your backend stuff done with your funnel and your emails, or whether you're using something like me to get your lead magnet done so that you can have a book or a paper, get your offer going. The important thing to understand is that once you're building a business and you learn all this, it's going to serve you over and over and over again.
Yes, I think, you know what, I'm saying I'm the challenge queen, and I'm gonna become the Oprah of challenges, where it's like, you need a challenge, you need a challenge, you need a challenge, because
it's gonna be the Rocio of challenges.
I'm gonna have the meme that's gonna be challenges, right? Like Oprah. But it's funny, but it's true, right? Think about all of the steps that you're saving by just doing one thing. If you focus on the one thing, which is challenges, that can help you get all of these assets that then you can resell however you want. The actual course can become an ebook that you can sell. The actual course can be sold by itself. The actual course can be a high ticket. Like, there's so many ways that you can go with what you created once. And the best thing is, once you create the assets, you can maybe run the challenge a second time and a third time, but everything is already built, right? All of the sites are built, all of the funnels are built. You just need to go through the process once, and then you can repurpose the content, repurpose the funnel, repurpose the emails, repurpose everything. So I think it's the shortest path to success, and anybody can pull this off. Because my first challenge, I had 0 followers and I still make a sale. And all I did is promote it and then get people into my Facebook group. So it doesn't have to, we don't have to overcomplicate things. I think challenges definitely are the shortest path to success.
I totally agree. And if you are considering doing a challenge or considering getting a funnel, everyone in this era has not only a side hustle, but 2 or 3 side hustles, because everyone is making money online on social media, and they're tired of the rat race where you're driving to work, spending your whole life in an office, coming back and doing it again. And people want time freedom. So these tools, stuff that I do, the stuff that Rocio does, is going to give you the time freedom so that you can have your dream life. You can have that time with your family and doing fun things and things that nurture you and benefit you. So you're not just living, you're actually creating a legacy and a life. All right, Rocio, thank you so much for being with us today. We learned so much.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. This was so much fun. I really loved it. Thank you so much.